Hi guys, welcome back to another Brawl Stars video. Now, have you heard about the latest glitch in Brawl Stars where you play ROBO Rumble, then you take a Primo and you jump in the top corner where you basically create a hole, freezing all the enemies and robots on top? Well, I tried that quite a bit and it didn't work out. And probably you're having some trouble as well. People or your teammates being a little bit dumb. And otherwise the strategy is just not that great. Like, I have only a success rate with the El Primo hack at about 25% of the time. But as you can see, I'm a dragon. Dragons are smart, and together with two teammates I was able to figure out a way better strategy. By using this strategy, I've been able to win the max time in ROBO Rumble about 90% of the time. Now, keep this in mind, you have to compare this to like only the 25% I had with the El Primo strategy. Now, what is it going to take in order to do this strategy? Well, you're going to need a Tara, a Pam, and a Jessie. Now, all of these can be mixed up, and you might want to test out different team compositions, but this is the one that works best for me. Now, what you do at the start of the game, you basically just have Pam stay in the middle and don't do that much. Like, Pam should do as little as possible. Then you take Jessie, and Jessie's going to take to the top and take out all the robots over there, and Tara is going to go to the bottom and take all the robots over there. Now, while doing this, they will charge up their super. So it's very important that you have your super around the same time. So try to basically divide up the hits against the robots between the Tara and the Jessie. So if you see if the Jessie is going to have her super almost, and Tara is still a long way away from getting her super, let Tara get most of the hits on the robot so she can charge up her super as well. Now, Pam here, she's obviously going to defend the safe, make sure it doesn't get hit. But overall, she should be like a meat shield, blocking the robots from hitting Tara or Jessie, and that way Tara and Jessie can more easily get off their hits, so Pam shouldn't shoot. Now, at this point, Tara and Jessie will both have their super. This will be around the point when the first boss spawns. So Tara and Jessie both run up top while Pam stays in the middle to defend the chest. And Tara is going to create a hole in a big block of wall with her ulti. Now, the cool part about this is that her ulti is very small, so it's a lot harder to miss this ulti than it was with the El Primo. Like with the El Primo, like if you were a little bit off to the side, it was easy to mess it up. So then Tara creates her hole and Jessie drops off her turret in there. Now, if the boss spawned up top, then you might just as well suicide against the boss. So both Tara and Jessie should just suicide against the boss, and they will respawn. And then the boss will target the turret in the hole Tara has created. But yeah, the boss can't reach the turret, so he will just freeze. And now every robot that spawns up top will try to attack basically the turret on top, but it will all freeze. So there's no more threats coming from the top, but they're still coming from the bottom. So as you can see, now we're more or less in the situation as with the El Primo, but the big advantage we have right now is that we have 3 brawlers instead of 2 to defend the safe. But things get even better. So now as a Jessie, you can never use your ulti again, so you can never place your turret down again, because that will remove your turret up top and make all of the robots come swarming in the middle, because the top robots will no longer be frozen. So at this point, Jessie should do as little as possible and basically act as a meat shield, while Pam and mostly Tara, because her super is slower, should charge up their super. Now, once both Tara and Pam have their super, this will be around the time of the second boss probably, they should go down to the bottom. Tara creates a hole in the bottom wall, Pam drops off her healing turret in there, and now all bots in the bottom will get frozen. So as you can see, this is like twice as effective as the El Primo strategy, because both the robots on top and on the bottom will be frozen. So this will make the process much faster. Like around 3 to 4 minutes, you will have not a single robot come attacking you. While previously, I think like with only the El Primo, it was like 6 or 7 minutes. So things get a lot easier. And on top of that, now you have also 3 brawlers to defend the chest instead of only 2, which also makes a huge difference. Now, okay, so now you're just gonna defend, and that's basically it. It's really simple from now on. You can go for max rewards with for max time, which is like 13 minutes and 11 seconds or something. I'm not sure. I already got it, But once you got that, like for the flexing, what you do is just go for 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Then you drop your turret as a Jessie or as a Pam, and then all the robots that were frozen due to your turret or healer will come charging into the middle, destroying everything and ending the game. But that's no biggie, because you already got the max amount of rewards, which is 32 tokens per ticket at 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So this is a great way to do it. I only lost once with this strategy, and this is basically the weak point in the strategy, and this is something you want to learn as best as possible. But it was basically Tara. Tara does have a bad time charging up her super. She's not very strong. And what happened in our game, basically Tara died in the first 2 minutes just battling the starting robots. And then she didn't have her super for the first boss, so the first boss come and destroyed us and basically messed everything up a bit. But mostly, you just have to let your Tara farm, and the Tara needs to be safe, cannot die. Preferably, the Pam helps her a bit to line up the robots so she can hit multiple robots with just one shot. That will also greatly increase her chances of getting her super faster. So basically, Tara is the hardest brawler to play in this matchup, I would say, as she basically has to charge up her super twice as fast as possible. Now, the annoying part, obviously, if you're a complete beginner, you probably won't be having Pam or Tara, as they're, quote, relatively rare, especially Tara, since she's a mythic brawler. So I'm thinking about other brawlers which you could substitute for, but I have not tested these out, so I cannot guarantee you that these will work. But I would think a Dynamite, his super can also destroy walls. And I think that's about it. You have Brock super, but that's not nearly as effective because it will just spread out, so I would not advise using that. I think that's about it. Then what you can do changes, though. The Pam could be substituted for a how's she called, the one with the beard, the Nita. You could use Nita and then drop her bear in the hole, and that will also attract all of the robots. So if you don't have Pam, Nita might a bit better. I do prefer Pam now because she has more damage output, and her healing turret can be used in the start to make things a little bit easier, because probably Pam will have charged her super, then she can just drop her first healer turret, and in the meantime, before Tara gets her second super, Pam will already have charged up her super once again. So it can help out a little bit. Perhaps the Pam could use her healing turret to support the Tara, because in my personal opinion, playing the Tara, she struggled the most in our team. As a Jessie, it's really easy because your shots bounce off and it recharges relatively quickly, but especially because of the bounce, it gives you a lot of experience. Only killing 4 melee robots will get you your super as a Jessie. So for Tara, it's going to take a way longer time. But I personally played Jessie. So I wasn't able to make a video, sadly enough, because my capturing software is not that great. There are also no replays in the game as of right now. So you're going to have to believe me that it works. I'm going to use screenshots to explain everything, and hopefully that will make things clear. Yeah, I think that was about it. I just thought I would share this because I had tons of problems with the El Primo. I tried 6-7 times with the El Primo, and I failed again and again and again. The El Primo is just too much luck based, and the El Primo only works when the majority of the robots spawn up top and the majority of the bosses spawn up top, because taking out the second boss with only 2 brawlers is very, very hard. So if you're just unlucky and then the boss spawns on the bottom, he's just gonna destroy you. And that's what I didn't like about it, because you just couldn't place big bets with the El Primo strategy, because it was so luck based, and then if you are unlucky, you would lose all of those tickets. Well, with this strategy, as I said, I've only lost a single time, and it was because the Tara kind of messed up. If the Tara would just have played normally, things would have gone alright. But yeah, although I would not, obviously you cannot play this with randoms, I wouldn't advise that anyway. So be sure you have a good team. Perhaps you can share details down below in the comments. You can find some people over there. I think I also have a Discord. I might link that. Where you can basically discuss this strategy and see what works best and what doesn't. But yeah, using these tickets for max rewards is like the best way to spend your gems. So at the moment there's also like a promo in the shop, at least there was for me. I think it was like 18 gems for 19 tickets or something. That's definitely worth it. That's like the best way you can spend your gems in the game. I like got I probably own over 20 chests just thanks to this glitch / exploit. So yeah, let me know if it works. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Brawl Stars video and like the video. Bye guys!